Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Fabulous. I'm excited. We got some fun stuff that we're going to be talking about today, and I've got a guest coming up. We're going to be talking about back to school with a young lady named Julie Law. She actually works for Amazon, but there's back to school has changed from when I was a kid. So, going to talk about some interesting back to school stuff later in the program. Got a couple of quotes for the day. This one is for we do the whole weekend when we do the weekend edition. So the Saturday quote is, I think the thing about that was I was always willing to work. I was not the fastest or the biggest player, but I was determined to be the best football player I could be on the football field, and I think I was able to accomplish that through hard work. Jerry Rice. So I think he was talking about, being a winner and winning all the time. And then the Sunday quote from Lao Tzu, a good traveler has no fixed plans and is not intent on arriving. Okay. So there you go. So they're saying if you're a good traveler, you're there to travel. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend.
John and Heidi.
Do you shop online? Do you know anyone else that shops online? Come on, it's 2017. Most people buy at least some things online every month. How would you like to save money and earn money from that shopping? There's an interesting new program that allows you to sign up for free. No credit card needed. Then you can save money when you buy online at many of the major sites. Plus, there's a way to earn money, too. Watch the video with all of the details at radiosavings.com. Save money and earn money. Radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com. Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. Let's do the whole darn weekend. Saturday, August the 12th, Baseball Fans Day, Celebrate Your Lakes Day, IBM PC Day, so that's like IBM Personal Computer Day, International Youth Day, National Garage Sale Day, National Julienne Fries Day, National Middle Child's Day, National Sewing Machine Day, Truck Driver Day, Vinyl Record Day, and World Elephant Day.
I love elephants.
I know you do. That's why I said it that way. That's all Saturday. Then Sunday is International Left-Handers Day and National Filet Mignon Day. Or,
I like filet mignon.
as I've heard it pronounced incorrectly, filet mignon.
Yeah, that is incorrect, for sure.
Worked at a place that sold meat in the meat counter. You guys get a sale on filet mignon? I'm like, what? I think that's kind of funny. Yeah. Anyway, a couple of fun things going on this weekend, and we appreciate you listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Wouldn't it be great to have a new car and to always have a new car? You can with lowerlease.com. We teach you how to get the best lease deals available. We have clients that have used our system to get a brand new $25,000 vehicle for just $250 per month. You pick the car you want and let us show you how to get the lease payment you want too. This is a proven system that has people driving new cars with no money down. Sign and drive a new car with a lower lease payment at lowerlease.com.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend. Hey, a new study found that a fortune cookie usually predicts the future correctly 22% of the time.
Usually 22% of the time.
22% of the time, almost always. Yeah, so there you go. Fortune cookies. So we've had some really weird fortune cookies lately, haven't we?
I have had some very bizarre ones.
Almost where they don't even make any sense. You're
it's like they're not even trying. They're just writing nonsense down.
It's like, hey, I'm not getting paid much to do this. So just eat your food and be happy. Coming up, we've got your brain on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Each day at this time, we talk about people doing dumb things under the influence, but addiction is no laughing matter. If you or someone you know needs help, there's a toll-free number you can call.
1-800-438-0380.
That's the Addiction Hope and Helpline.
1-800-438-0380.
And this is your brain on drugs from Marathon, Florida. Carl Owens was pulled over by the police for having a license plate that had the license plate obscured, so it was covering things up.
Yeah.
The driver rolled the window down, and the police immediately smelled marijuana, so he decided to look around. Inside the vehicle, they found something that seemed rather strange, a backpack that contained a stuffed Cookie Monster doll.
Okay.
This is a big, tough, burly guy, and he thought, why in the world does he have a Cookie Monster in here? Well, it wasn't any ordinary stuffing. Police noticed it seemed to be extremely heavy when they picked him up. Looking closer, they found a little spot in the back where you could open this Cookie Monster doll up. Inside, 2 giant bags of cocaine.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Cookie Monster. I'm really sad to hear that Cookie Monster's on drugs. Oh, wait, it wasn't the real Cookie Monster? It was a fake Cookie Monster?
Right.
Okay, that's a whole lot better. Anyway, this dude from Marathon, Florida, his brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen. It says here, TV reboot fever keeps getting hotter. NBC is working on a thing for The West Wing, where they're going to reboot that. Going to reboot ER, going to reboot The Office, and 30 Rock are all going to be rebooted. And then also, I just saw that David Hasselhoff made an announcement that it's true that they're working on a new reboot. I don't know which network, but for Knight Rider. I used to love that show.
Isn't it sad that they can't come up with their own stuff, like new things they're going to try and redo
tried and
all
true.
the stuff that worked before?
But here's the thing. A lot of people are loving it, so they're going, hey, if people like it, and we already own the rights to it, let's
I'm
use
not
it.
liking it. I would rather that they do something unique.
And speaking of reboots, we talked already once on this program about the reboot of Roseanne, and for those of you who are big fans of the show back in the day, you remember John Goodman's character, Dan, died before the show was done, died like right at the end. But Dan is going to return, and they say Dan is definitely alive. So, and then also John Galecki, he's going to be back on as Dan's son-in-law, David. He was most recently in Big Bang Theory. So, a lot of folks that were talking about that one, and hey, how are you going to do that? And they're going, doesn't matter. We're going to find a way. So, was that a dream when Dan died? I have no idea. All I know is our big screen, little screen is brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
John and Heidi.
Are you trying to lose weight? I know the struggle. I've been overweight much of my life. I recently started the easiest weight loss program I've ever tried, and it's working great. I've lost almost 30 pounds, but I'm hearing amazing stories from others that have tried it too. One that's already lost 20 pounds, and another that's been doing this longer than I have that's lost almost 100 pounds. Want to try it for free? You can at pinkdrinkfree.com. Request your free sample right now at pinkdrinkfree.com. That's pinkdrinkfree.com. Now, your scoop of the day. U.S. diplomats are suffering hearing loss after being targeted with some sort of sonic weapon in Cuba. They're not exactly sure what it was. They think maybe music from Justin Bieber. We're not sure.
Oh, man.
I'm just teasing. It wasn't Justin Bieber. Hey, an Amsterdam ad for an apartment was ridiculed and mocked because it said, you can rent the apartment, but you cannot use the kitchen. $1,300 a month in Amsterdam, tiny little apartment, and the ad claimed, cooking in the kitchen is not allowed due to regulations. The ad was shortly thereafter taken down.
Well, I'm sure there's probably something wrong in the kitchen that they couldn't.
Yeah, but you can't rent out an apartment where you can't even use the kitchen.
Why couldn't you?
Oh, no. Although
They were. And in Amsterdam, $1,300 a month is pretty
probably a good deal.
inexpensive. So
when you and I met, do you remember we were dating and you came over to my place? What was missing in my kitchen? Do you remember?
What was missing in
Yeah,
your
what
kitchen?
did I not have in my kitchen? Do you remember?
I don't know.
I did not have a stove.
Oh.
I had a refrigerator.
I don't remember
I had
that,
a
I
microwave.
guess.
I didn't have a stove. I had a grill so I could cook things out there. No, I didn't have a stove. And I was like, I really don't need a stove. So maybe this guy's onto something. Yeah, who really needs that kitchen? Mega Millions and Powerball, $300 million this weekend.
Yeah, I saw that. My mother bought a ticket.
I'm going to have to see if I won. Oh, do I need a ticket to win?
You need a ticket to win.
All right, probably not then. Hey, if you want your man to pitch in, don't marry him. It says if a woman finds that it's a kind and considerate man and she lives with him for years and suddenly he stops helping with laundry and taking out the trash, it's because they got married. Do you believe in this stuff, Heidi?
A little bit. Yeah, you were a lot more hands-on before we actually got married.
It says researchers have found that cohabitating couples are far more likely than those who are married to split housework evenly, but after the wedding, they revert to their typical stereotype and the woman takes on the majority of the tasks. And there's nobody that really knows why. They're saying, we don't know why this is, but it just seems that way. So they're saying if you want the man to pitch in, don't marry him. Here's the thing. I'd say you get married. If you're going to live together, you should get married. But make sure you just talk about it. Just say, hey, this is what I would like. Because we've had conversations. You're saying, I really wish you'd do this. And I said, I know you keep telling me, I don't know, I got to keep reminding me every 6 months, but
Yeah.
I'm going to finish that eventually. Just wait till this season is done, and then, when I'm done watching all the stuff on TV, I'll get around to it. All right, take a listen to this. Tuesday, so this is a couple, 4 or 5 days ago, there was an election in Kenya. Some of the citizens had to deal with long lines. Others protected themselves from rain and chilly weather. A woman gave birth and still voted in Kenya. Shortly after she arrived at her polling place, she went into labor, and with the assistance of strangers, bystanders, also standing there getting ready to vote, she gave birth to a baby girl. After a trip to a local health clinic, she returned and cast her ballot. Talk about, man, she really wanted to vote.
Well, you know what?
Do you think that would have happened here?
No.
I don't think so either. I mean, I just cannot believe that. I think that's crazy.
But there, it's a privilege. It's a huge privilege, and I understand that.
Exactly. And here, we've gotten to the point where we take it for granted, which is just sad. All right, some ways to detox from your smartphone addiction. Get a watch. Some of us use the fact that we need to check the time all the time. We pull out our phone for that. So they're saying if you're trying to wean yourself from your phone, first thing you need to do, get something to...
I would agree with that.
Spend more...
I look at my phone all the time for the time.
Spend more time with people that you like. Don't spend so much time on the phone. Uninstall as many apps as you can. They say if you get rid of the apps, it's not as hard. If you're trying to detox from your phone, make a to-do list on paper. Don't send it to yourself through the phone somehow.
I don't use that anyway. I always write lists on paper.
And then finally, ask yourself if having your phone is really as important as you think it is. Sometimes maybe you don't need to bring the phone with you to just, use the restroom and stuff.
Those phones are so rude. I was sitting at our house. My mother came to visit these last few days, and we were sitting in the kitchen, and I was having a conversation with her, and I look over at my family, and you,
me,
and Troy, and Taylor, all staring at your phones.
Yeah, you guys were
not
talking.
Saying a word.
We weren't involved in the conversation. You said this is an A and B conversation. See your way out of it. No, that's not what you said.
And I was like, that is so rude.
All right. Well, sorry for that. Rudeness. Coming up, we've got a special guest. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Join us this November for 80s in the Sand.
Talk about a trip back in time.
80s in the Sand is in beautiful Punta Cana, Dominican Republic.
Featuring awesome bands like Loverboy, Starship, Night Ranger, Howard Jones, and many more.
Plus, you'll get a chance to meet 80s icons like Anthony Michael Hall, Andrew McCarthy, and many others.
You can book your trip back to the 80s now at 80sinthesand.com.
Use promo code RADIO to save $200 per person at 80sinthesand.com.
We'd love it if you'd join us.
That's 80sinthesand.com. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. It is that time of year. We're getting ready to go back to school, and we've got on the phone line with us somebody that's helping to make back to school a whole lot easier and kind of changing the way people do back to school. We have Julie Law, and she's with Amazon. How you doing, Julie?
I'm great.
It seems like one of the things that people dread when it's back to school time is doing the shopping and getting ready, and that's kind of changed a little bit, hasn't it?
Yes, back to school time can be really stressful for a lot of families. I like to say it's kind of like New Year's for a mom, because you're setting your resolutions. I've got to sit down and eat dinner, and you put all this pressure on yourself, but it can be so much easier if you just go to Amazon.com/back-to-school and get everything you need in one place and spend the rest of your remaining days of summer spending time in the sun with your family.
There you go. Now, what are some of the essentials that you guys see that are trending right now when you're looking at the things that are selling on Amazon?
No one can go back to school without a backpack. You have to have the perfect backpack. Trust me, I have a soon-to-be first grader, and she's seen about what her backpack is going to be. So you have everything on Amazon.com/back-to-school for every age and grade. This is a great, I have a great Spider-Man backpack, as well as other things for every age, gender, grade. So that is the number one essential thing you have to have.
Because if you don't have that, you can't carry all the other stuff to school, right?
Exactly. You need something to tote all of your gear.
And I suppose that's also one of those things where you get to show off your personality, because depending on what you're wearing on your back, that tells a lot about you. So that's one of those things that you got to have some fun and find the right backpack.
Absolutely. You know what? Personalizing everything you have is so important for any child, and they're always looking for things not only just to find the perfect backpack, but then they'll personalize them with patches and stickers, and so this is the time where they start to strut their stuff, really define who they are, and have a great time. That also comes together in shoes. We have such an amazing selection of apparel and shoes. In fact, apparel on Amazon.com is up to 25% off, which is an amazing deal. I actually wait to buy some of my apparel for my daughter until she actually goes back to school, because then I have a better idea of what the trends are. She may decide she wants Moana now, but maybe she really wants Trolls. So we've got to figure that out as we get closer.
And that makes sense too, because a lot of the time, once you get around all those other kids, and then you find out that, even though I was thinking this, now, I'm the only kid in school that doesn't have this. So, after school starts, it probably isn't a bad idea to save at least a little bit of it for that, isn't it?
It is, absolutely. And so everything you can get right at Amazon.com/back-to-school. And the beauty of it is, you're going to get the lowest prices, and then it's delivered right to your door. So you can just focus on school. Maybe, my son or daughter really wants those one pair of Vans that have the Snoopy character on them or something. All of that is so much easier when you shop on Amazon. You can get your list now. You can also get some things last minute. You can even order same day, and in 30 cities, you can even order with 2-hour delivery with Prime Now. So you really have plenty of time to shop for back-to-school supplies if you're shopping on Amazon.
One of the things you just mentioned was, where you've got the whole list and everything. You can go through and find everything for your grade. If you're a certain grade in a certain class, you can find that so much easier when you're just searching for it, rather than walking up and down aisles looking all over the place for it.
Yes, I have to tell you, when I was new to elementary school after my daughter, she was going into kindergarten, so I was so excited, and I had the list, and I was walking from store to store, and I did it too late, and things were sold out, and I was so stressed out. I took that same list, I sat down with my daughter, we shopped on Amazon, we were done in about 15 minutes, we laughed and really had a good time. On Amazon.com/back-to-school, now you can actually select by grade. And so, for example, she's going into first grade. There's a K through 2, everything in there that has been curated for that age, the backpacks and the supplies. There's also bundles on Amazon and in each of those sections. So, for example, there are bundles of just, 1 or 2 pens. You don't need a pack of 200 highlighters. You really only need 3. So they've brought these bundles together that only have a few items. One of the bundles I love, I actually brought from home for my daughter, came just for first graders. It came with a pack of notebook paper, the colored pencils, 1 pack of hand sanitizer. It really made it so much easier for me. This has probably 90% of what was on her list, so I still had to get a few more things. It was under $20, so I really recommend when you shop on Amazon, you can curate exactly what you want, or you can buy one of these bundles and save yourself a ton of time and headache and hassle, and that's really essential. And the other thing, if you've got your backpack, you've got your bundle, you get your killer shoes, the only other thing you must have then is some sort of a tablet. And kids are using these not for games and shows, although they certainly can. They're also using them for reading. And this is a Kindle, it's a Fire Kids Edition tablet. And this is amazing. This product comes with a 2-year worry-free guarantee. So I'm telling you, you can drop this thing, break it. My kids are destructive. I have 3. And I would love to put this to the test with them. 2 years. You could return it, no questions asked, and we'll replace it for you at Amazon.
Awesome. Julie, thank you so much for taking some time to chat with us here at Back to School Time.
You bet. Thanks so much, John.
Again, Julie is with Amazon, and they're doing what they can to make it easier to go back to school because, you're going back to school one way or another. So there's kids out there that are going, summer's going to just last forever. No. It's going to be done soon. You're going to have to go back to school. And if you're going to have to go back to school anyway, we might as well send you back to school in style. And Mom and Dad, when you're trying to find out, all these things you got to get, why not make it easy? And Amazon's doing what they can. I've got a link to that, all of the details, and a link right to their back to school section on our social media. That's at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Do you shop online? Do you know anyone else that shops online? Come on, it's 2017. Most people buy at least some things online every month. How would you like to save money and earn money from that shopping? There's an interesting new program that allows you to sign up for free. No credit card needed. Then you can save money when you buy online at many of the major sites. Plus, there's a way to earn money, too. Watch the video with all of the details at radiosavings.com. Save money and earn money. Radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Simply looking at a picture of a loved one can help relieve pain. So if you're in pain, just look at a photo of somebody you love. Pain goes away a little bit.
Yeah.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Women find men more attractive when they get attention from other women. So, guys, if you want to be more attractive, instead of having a wing man, have a wing woman.
Yeah, that's true.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Kids are more likely to trust attractive adults. Really? Who gets to decide if they're attractive? Probably the kid, I guess. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Denver, Colorado has more marijuana dispensaries than they do liquor stores or public schools.
Whoa.
Yeah, maybe a bit of an issue there. And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Starbucks offers 87,000 different drink combinations. So for those of you who just don't know what you want to get, ask them for one of each. See how that goes for you. 87,000. That's crazy. A couple of fun facts brought to you by pinkdrinkfree.com. Not just another diet, it's a way of life. That's pinkdrinkfree.com.
John and Heidi.
Are you trying to lose weight? I know the struggle. I've been overweight much of my life. I recently started the easiest weight loss program I've ever tried, and it's working great. I've lost almost 30 pounds, but I'm hearing amazing stories from others that have tried it too. One that's already lost 20 pounds, and another that's been doing this longer than I have that's lost almost 100 pounds. Want to try it for free? You can at pinkdrinkfree.com. Request your free sample right now at pinkdrinkfree.com. That's pinkdrinkfree.com. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. The island of Guam is experiencing some anxiety over this threat from North Korea. Most interesting thing, though, is a lot of people have no idea what or who Guam is. So there's been this huge increase in searches for Guam. People going, what's Guam? Where's Guam? What is that? You know, I've never heard of that. So it's actually it's a United States territory. It's you know that's us.
We have a lot of naval people based there.
So anyway, the good, is there good news that comes out of this? Maybe good news is the fact that Guam is now on the radar for some people, but sadly it's on the radar for North Korea. But now it's also on the radar for the American people going, is that a state? No, it's not a state, but it is connected to the United States. So huge increase in Googling of Guam.
Wouldn't it be great to have a new car and to always have a new car? You can with lowerlease.com. We teach you how to get the best lease deals available. We have clients that have used our system to get a brand new $25,000 vehicle for just $250 per month. You pick the car you want and let us show you how to get the lease payment you want too. This is a proven system that has people driving new cars with no money down. Sign and drive a new car with a lower lease payment at lowerlease.com.
Now it's time for some weird news this weekend. Heidi, you ready for some weird news?
Ready.
What's for dinner? How about ravioli? In Indiana, it was 22,000 pounds of frozen ravioli and jalapenos that went up in flames on a highway. Yeah, semi-driver.
Go up in flames?
Well, let me explain. Semi-driver said he saw some smoke and then he hit the brakes. He stopped the truck, unhooked the trailer, and said the fire started shortly after that. He called 911 for help, but nobody was hurt during the incident. When they got there, it was pretty much too late. Raviolis were cooked already, so I don't know exactly what happened. It doesn't say in the story, but 22,000 pounds of frozen ravioli and jalapenos went up in flame on an Indiana highway. Weird. I like ravioli, but I've never had it with. I've never had ravioli with jalapenos. Are those together? Or do you think it was two separate things?
Probably two separate loads.
Well, it would be the same load, but it may be two separate items. But it says frozen ravioli and jalapenos.
Yeah, I don't think they meant ravioli with jalapenos
I don't know.
in it.
There you go.
But
Weird news.
I don't like ravioli. It's too mushy or something.
I love it. Weird news brought to you by lowerlease.com. Now your moment of duh. Daniel Lafayette, age 53, was arrested for assault and battery at a Chuck E. Cheese after he kicked a 6-year-old.
Oh, wow.
Not even just a 6-year-old, a 6-year-old girl. He's 53, mind you.
Oh.
Let me explain what happened here. He thought she was stealing his tokens. Well, now it's okay. No, it's still not okay. Anyway, he drop-kicked her at a Chuck E. Cheese in Massachusetts. Lafayette was there. He dropped some tokens. Police say the mother of the girl told them that the girl was trying to help him pick them up. She was trying to be polite.
I'm
That's
sure
when
she was.
He thought she was stealing the tokens, so he kicked her.
Oh, my gosh.
He square kicked her. Just boom. Lafayette pled not guilty to an assault and battery charge Monday, was freed on a $500 cash bail. So how was your trip to Chuck E. Cheese?
Right?
That is just nuts. I've got a link to that story online. It's just like unbelievable. Who would do that? I mean, it's fun to, get the little tokens and stuff, but you got to kick a little girl to do it. Maybe you shouldn't be playing at Chuck E. Cheese.
That's crazy.
Just saying.
John and Heidi.
Join us this November for 80s in the Sand.
Talk about a trip back in time.
80s in the Sand is in beautiful Punta Cana, Dominican Republic.
Featuring awesome bands like Loverboy, Starship, Night Ranger, Howard Jones, and many more.
Plus, you'll get a chance to meet 80s icons like Anthony Michael Hall, Andrew McCarthy, and many others.
You can book your trip back to the 80s now at 80sinthesand.com.
Use promo code RADIO to save $200 per person at 80sinthesand.com.
We'd love it if you'd join us.
That's 80sinthesand.com. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We've got some good news coming your way here in a bit. First, I just thought this was absolutely fascinating. Worldwide, we spend $800 million per year on shoelaces.
Really? What?
Yeah.
I can't even count.
In my entire life, I've maybe spent $7.
If even.
But
I've hardly ever bought shoelaces.
Now, the shoelace industry is probably propped up mostly by new shoes. If you think about that. Every pair of new shoes has shoelaces, so that's probably where the majority of them go.
You're not purchasing just the shoelaces.
No, but I'm saying that they're talking about
wrong.
The sale of shoelaces, $800 million a year. I'm assuming the majority of those are going to new shoes. But still, $800 million a year in shoelaces? We need to start making shoelaces. I mean, we got some downtime, between midnight and 6 a.m. We got a little bit of time in there to squeeze something in. We've got some good news. It's coming your way next. This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is a good story here. Thank you, by the way, for the young lady that sent this in to me. Young boy jumps into a puddle and starts splashing. Then the cops show up, and they jump in with the kids.
Aww.
Hearts are melting. Some things we all have in common, like to laugh and play and smile and have a good time. Some little boys in Ohio recently discovered the unifying nature of these common desires. Some boys attending the Ohio State Fair. They were having some fun at the Ferris wheel and the petting zoos and all that, but then they found a puddle to splash in. And you know what? Sometimes that's more fun than anything, right, Heidi?
Yeah.
Just splashing in a puddle, having a good time. So these boys were having fun. Then something unexpected happened. An Ohio officer, a state trooper, hops into the fun with them. The boys freeze for a moment. They were probably thinking, oh, no, somebody called the police because we're playing in the water. But they didn't get in trouble. With the help of another woman who convinced them that, hey, he just wants to play in the puddle with you, the older boy started splashing with the officer. The smaller child then let his inhibitions go and stomped enthusiastically in the puddle with the trooper. And there's a video somebody got of this. It's just, I think it's really fun.
How cute is that?
And, think about this. This officer could have very easily just, gone about his way and not done anything. The officer says here... this is the person who shared the video. It says, "My hat's off to the officer. Great job." Many are echoing that comment, by the way. But the officer could have very easily just kept on moving and not been a part of this, but took this opportunity to say, you know what? These little boys are having some fun. I'm going to go over and let them know that officers can have some fun too. And I'm really glad that he did that. That was just a really cool thing. So I love sharing good news, especially when it has to do with our men and women, boys in blue, that are boys and girls, men and women in blue. Because there's so many negative stories about officers out there. Every officer that I know...
Not as many lately.
I know. It seems like the last few months it's been good.
It's been better.
But here's the good news. The officers that I know are just some of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. And they put their neck on the line for us every day. And I feel so bad for them. So anytime I see a positive police story, I'm like, I'm going to talk about that for sure. Again, our good news brought to you by 80sinthesand.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend.